Bees, those buzzing, bustling creatures that often send us running for cover. But did you know that these tiny insects are essential to our survival? They are nature's little helpers, working tirelessly to pollinate the plants that make up a third of our food supply. Imagine a world without coffee, chocolate, or juicy watermelon. This is the stark reality we face if we fail to protect these vital pollinators. Bees don't just contribute to our culinary delights, they are the backbone of our ecosystems. They ensure the reproduction of countless plant species, from wildflowers that brighten our landscapes to towering trees that provide us with oxygen. Their role in maintaining biodiversity is crucial for a healthy and thriving planet. But bees are in trouble. Their populations are plummeting at an alarming rate, victims of human activities that threaten their very existence. From habitat loss to pesticide poisoning, we are creating a world where bees struggle to survive. The good news is that it's not too late to turn things around. By understanding the threats bees face and taking action to protect them, we can ensure a future where these buzzing wonders continue to thrive. Join us as we delve into the fascinating world of bees, exploring their importance and the challenges they face. Pollination. It sounds like a complicated scientific process, but it's really a simple love story orchestrated by nature. When a bee lands on a flower, searching for nectar, tiny pollen grains stick to its furry body. As the bee moves from flower to flower, it unknowingly carries these precious grains, acting as a messenger of life. These pollen grains, carrying the plant's genetic material, are deposited on the female part of another flower. This act of fertilization allows the plant to produce seeds and fruits, ensuring the continuation of its species. It's a beautiful symbiotic relationship, where bees get their fill of nectar and pollen, and plants get to reproduce. Bees are the champions of pollination. Their fuzzy bodies, covered in tiny hairs, are perfectly designed to attract and carry pollen. They are also incredibly hardworking, visiting thousands of flowers in a single day. This makes them incredibly efficient pollinators, far surpassing the efforts of wind or other insects. From the humble apple to the vibrant sunflower, a vast array of plants rely on bees for their survival. Without these buzzing matchmakers, our world would be a much duller and less bountiful place. Imagine walking through a supermarket with empty shelves, devoid of the colorful abundance of fruits, vegetables, and nuts. Picture a world where coffee is a distant memory and chocolate is a rare delicacy. This is the bleak reality we face if bees disappear. The consequences of a world without bees extend far beyond our dinner plates. The loss of these pollinators would send shockwaves through entire ecosystems. Wildflowers would struggle to reproduce, impacting the insects and animals that depend on them for food. The delicate balance of nature would be thrown into disarray. Forests, too, would feel the impact. Many tree species rely on bees for pollination. Without them, forests would struggle to regenerate, leading to a decline in biodiversity and a loss of vital habitats for countless creatures. The disappearance of bees would leave a gaping hole in our world, impacting everything from the food we eat to the air we breathe. It's a stark reminder that we are intricately connected to the natural world and that the fate of bees is ultimately our own. Bees are facing a multitude of threats, many of them caused by human activities. Their once thriving populations are now in decline, with some species even teetering on the brink of extinction. Understanding these threats is the first step towards protecting these vital pollinators. One of the most pressing dangers is habitat loss. As we continue to expand our cities and convert natural areas into farmland, we are squeezing bees out of their homes. Wildflower meadows, once havens for pollinators, are disappearing at an alarming rate, leaving bees with fewer places to forage for food and build their nests. Pesticides, those chemical concoctions designed to protect our crops, are another major threat to bees. While they may target pests, these chemicals can have devastating effects on beneficial insects like bees. Exposure to pesticides can weaken bees, disorient them, and even kill them. Climate change is also disrupting the delicate balance of nature, impacting bees in a myriad of ways. Changes in temperature and rainfall patterns can disrupt flowering seasons, leaving bees with fewer food sources. Extreme weather events such as droughts and floods can also destroy bee habitats and kill entire colonies. These are just some of the challenges facing bees today. It's a sobering reminder that our actions have far-reaching consequences, often impacting the smallest and most vulnerable creatures. Section 5. Habitat loss, squeezing out the bees. Imagine your home shrinking, your backyard disappearing, and your local grocery store closing down. This is the reality for bees as they face the relentless pressure of habitat loss. Urban sprawl with its concrete jungles and manicured lawns leaves little room for wildflowers and other bee-friendly plants. As cities expand, they encroach on vital bee habitats, forcing these pollinators to compete for dwindling resources. Intensive agriculture, with its vast monocultures and reliance on pesticides, is another major culprit. Gone are the hedgerows and wildflower strips that once provided refuge for bees. In their place we find endless fields of crops, offering little in the way of food or shelter for these essential pollinators. The loss of wild spaces, coupled with the intensification of agriculture, is creating a world where bees are running out of places to live. It's like shrinking their world one flower meadow at a time. Section 6. Pesticide Peril. A chemical cocktail for disaster. Pesticides, those chemical weapons we unleash on our crops, are a double-edged sword. While they may protect our harvests from pests, they also pose a grave threat to beneficial insects like bees. These chemicals don't discriminate, harming any insect that crosses their path. Neonicotinoids, a particularly harmful class of pesticides, are known to have devastating effects on bees. These systemic insecticides are absorbed by plants, contaminating every part, including the pollen and nectar that bees rely on for food. Exposure to neonicotinoids can impair bees' learning, memory, and navigation skills, making it difficult for them to find their way back to the hive. These chemicals can also weaken their immune systems, making them more susceptible to diseases and parasites. The widespread use of pesticides is creating a toxic environment for bees, turning their once safe havens into chemical battlefields. It's time to rethink our reliance on these harmful chemicals and find more sustainable ways to protect our crops. Section 7. Climate Chaos. Disrupting nature's rhythms. Climate change is like a conductor gone rogue, disrupting the delicate symphony of nature. As temperatures rise and rainfall patterns become more erratic, the timing of natural events, such as flowering seasons, is thrown into disarray. For bees, this disruption can be disastrous. They rely on the predictability of flowering seasons to time their nesting and foraging activities. When flowers bloom earlier or later than usual, bees may miss out on crucial food sources, leaving them weak and vulnerable. Extreme weather events, such as droughts and floods, are becoming more frequent and intense due to climate change. These events can wipe out entire bee colonies, destroying their nests and killing both adults and developing brood. Climate change is adding another layer of stress to bees already struggling to cope with habitat loss and pesticide exposure. It's a stark reminder that we need to address climate change urgently to protect not only bees, but the entire web of life that depends on them. Although we may have a small impact on this enormous planet, we are just a speck. Nature plots its own course. Section 8. Being the change steps to save our pollinators. The plight of bees may seem dire, but there is hope. Each of us can play a role in protecting these vital pollinators and ensuring their survival for generations to come. Here are some simple yet powerful steps we can take. Plant a bee-friendly garden. Transform your backyard or balcony into a haven for bees by planting a diversity of flowering plants that provide nectar and pollen throughout the growing season. Choose native plants whenever possible, as they are best adapted to local conditions and provide the most benefit to native bees. Ditch the pesticides. Opt for natural pest control methods instead of resorting to harmful chemicals. Embrace organic gardening practices which promote healthy soil and reduce the need for pesticides. Support local beekeepers. Buy local honey and other bee products to support beekeepers who are committed to sustainable practices. Local honey is not only delicious but also supports the health of local bee populations. Raise awareness. Spread the word about the importance of bees and the threats they face. Talk to your friends, family, and community about what they can do to help. Advocate for change. Encourage your elected officials to support policies that protect bees and their habitats. Support organizations working to conserve pollinators and promote sustainable agriculture. Section 9. A garden for bees. Creating a haven for pollinators. Creating a bee-friendly garden is a rewarding way to help these vital pollinators thrive. It's about transforming your outdoor space into a haven where bees can find food, shelter, and a safe haven from the challenges they face in the wider world. Plant diversity is key. Bees have diverse tastes, so aim for a variety of flowering plants that bloom at different times of the year. This ensures a continuous supply of nectar and pollen throughout the growing season. Embrace native plants. Native plants have co-evolved with native bees, making them the best food sources. They are also adapted to local conditions, requiring less water and maintenance. Provide nesting sites. Many bee species are solitary, meaning they don't live in hives. You can create nesting sites for these bees by leaving areas of bare ground, providing piles of twigs or logs, or setting up bee hotels. Avoid pesticides. Pesticides are harmful to bees, so avoid using them in your garden. Opt for natural pest control methods instead, such as companion planting, introducing beneficial insects, and using barriers to deter pests. Provide water. Bees need water just like any other living creature. You can create a bee watering station by filling a shallow dish with water and adding pebbles or marbles for bees to land on. Section 10. Sweet rewards, the buzz about honey and more. Honey, that liquid gold produced by bees, is a testament to the hard work and ingenuity of these remarkable creatures, but the sweet rewards of bees extend far beyond this culinary delight. Honey is a natural sweetener packed with antioxidants and antibacterial properties. It's a versatile ingredient used in countless recipes, from baked goods to beverages. But honey is just the tip of the honeycomb when it comes to the gifts bees provide. Beeswax, another valuable product, is used to make candles, cosmetics, and even food wraps. Propolis, a resinous substance collected by bees, has antifungal and antibacterial properties and is used in some medicinal products. Royal jelly, a nutrient-rich substance fed to queen bees, is believed to have a range of health benefits for humans. Even bee venom, while painful, is used in some alternative therapies to treat conditions like arthritis. By supporting local beekeepers and purchasing bee products, we not only enjoy the sweet rewards of these industrious insects, but also contribute to the sustainability of beekeeping practices and the health of bee populations.